coach wants it up that high, so the coach gets it up that high.
Yeah.
Yep. It's.
Oh, well, you could.
This is his room.
Yeah.
Must be Tuesday. The TRG's back at Leaderville. But no firearms for this lot. Weapons of choice are drills, hammers and brooms as the Tuesday response group make themselves useful to their much-loved club, Subiaco.
What have we got?
I can take charge of that.
Yeah.
That's a good job for me.
The youngest is 58. The oldest, well, he's old. Some have playing connections with Subi, but not Clyde Goddard. Let's talk about Clyde. Believe it or not, he's 87. Subiaco born and bred for the most part. But he's not in that team of the century. He never played for Subi. That's not to say he didn't want to. That's not to say he wasn't asked. It's just that things got in the way. Things that go bang, like the war. For Clyde Goddard, the Second War became a reality in 1944 when he enlisted, seeing action on the cruiser Hobart, itself part of the US 7th Fleet. Clyde, just 18, found himself in the cordite room, a fairly small space.
When I first went down into there, Darby Jennings, who was my mate, when we went in, Darby said, "Now get out." So I go up the ladder, you call it ladders, undo the clips, try and push the hatch cover up with one hand. Couldn't do it, he said. "Now turn around and get your back against the ladder and use two hands and you can open it." So that was the first lesson, how to get out.
So there's two of you working side by side in the bowels of the ship.
Yeah, I take the charge out, give it to Darby. This is a funny story. I reckon it's funny because he was a senior partner, my sea daddy. Take the cordite container, hand it to Darby. He put it in the hoist, up at a go, and like this. When the hoist broke down and the hard work was pumping, Darby took him out, handed them to me, and I pumped them up.
Hobart's role was to support troop landings. This meant pounding beaches and islands into oblivion.
The fellas would just get on with what we were doing. I was never scared, never even thought about it. Strangely enough, I suppose some people do, some don't, but never worried me. Just we had a job to do and we just got stuck in and did it. We bombarded, troops went in and then they had some trouble. They couldn't get their artillery to bear on some of the Japanese emplacements which were on hilly ground or higher ground, and they asked us to shoot them in these cave areas where they were, which we did successfully, and I guess they're still there.
The war ended with the biggest bang of them all, the atom bombs over Japan, an event enthusiastically celebrated by the 7th Fleet.
The Yanks went berserk, and they're firing star shells, what have you, up into the sky, bang, 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 bang. We fired, I don't know who did it, one round from a Very pistol off the wing of the bridge. That was our contribution to the Star Show. But a group, I don't think I mentioned this to you before. Now, I don't know who was involved, but a group, we had some kayaks on board, got one overboard, took it round to the stern of the ship, climbed up the stern, along the quarterdeck, down through the hatch. They got into the officers' liquor stores. And out came the liquor, stole it, closed everything up and back again. And that actually happened. But I don't know who the culprits were. I've got an idea who it might have been.
Not you?
Oh, I was only a baby. It was all above me. I still got me a bottle of beer a day when you're in port. We used to get a bottle a day. big king browns, you know, beautiful.
Others will come over with me to Subi. We've got a few things to do over there.
We're looking for volunteers.
After the war, Clyde went back to his job, married and played amateur football. In 1951, he was invited to try out for Subiaco. All good so far. Clyde, you should also know, played cricket. On his way to a match in his friend's car, they stopped for petrol. You can probably see what's coming.
Frank had an old Citroen, and the fuel tank was in the front, just back to the back of the engine. Didn't turn the motor off because he thought if he turned the motor off, he mightn't get it started again. Anyway, he's got the fuel running into the motor's running and the petrol's going into the petrol tank. Frank gave him some money to pay for the petrol, how much he wanted, and he dropped the money, or dropped a penny or something. Bent down to pick it up, let go of the hose, and whoosh, up she went. And I'm sitting in the car. And I threw my hands over my face, and my hands were burned severely, 3rd-degree burns. And Frank, my mate, and the hose is like a Flammenwerfer, a flamethrower, got it, throwing it out the way, which took a lot of courage, of course. I got out the car as he threw the hose out the way, and that caught me down in the bottom half of my body and burnt my legs quite badly and burnt my trousers off.
So what chance playing for Subi now? After 12 days on the danger list and 6 weeks in hospital, not a lot. But Clyde's relaxed about that.
I don't think it really worried me at the time, because would I have got a game? Perhaps, because David, they were pathetic, mate, in those days. They really were. They were cream puffs, the easy beats.
Well, you might have got a game.
Exactly. I might have even got a game. So I've always said that. I said, you were that bad that I might have got a game. Yeah.
Clyde Goddard is a community man and a club man. His wife died some years ago. He lives alone and still has a driving licence. He's funny, gregarious and tough. Even so, the inevitable question must be put. How long can Clyde Goddard remain a member of the TRG?
As long as I can. As long as I'm able. I know there's lots of things to do at home. First, tidy the joint up. That's probably 12 months' work in itself.
But you'd rather be at Subi?
But I'd rather be at Subi. Yeah.